Hello, Capricorn. Oh man, it has been a minute. I know we're into January already, and happy 2023. This is going to be a Heidi's Horoscopes Tarot predictions for the general collective of Capricorn. If you have Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising heavily in your chart, you identify with the sign of Capricorn, then this reading is for you. I'm going to be pulling from my Light Seers Tarot today. And let me shuffle the deck. Now, please always use your own free will and good judgment to make decisions based on your life. And you know your life. Let it land wherever it lands for you. I'm only in the general collective, and I'll give you as much information as I possibly can, but take it as it resonates. I appreciate you tuning in. If you do not know who I am, Spirit Speaks Psychic Medium Heidi, that is me, the one and only. And I'm excited to have you on my channel. If you're not subscribed to my channel, feel free to click that notification bell so that you never miss anything from me. I'm excited to have you. Oh, hold on. I forgot. The first month spread is always a little bigger. So I need to adjust my setup here just a touch for you, Capricorn. There are links in your description box if you want to connect with me on a deeper level. That is the appropriate way to do so. I will never reach out to you. Common tactics by scammers and fishers and all those kinds of things are people who would reach out to you off of a broadcast or anything like that. You should be drawn to your readers. So protect yourself in that way. If you want to connect with me on a deeper level, like I said, there are links in the description box to do so. So let's dive in, Capricorn. Before I even look at your cards, I was sitting in your energy for just a moment. I'm aligned with love and light and God, and I am here of the greatest and highest good of you. And Spirit was giving me some information. I feel like you have a lot of responsibility on your plate right now. Whew, I got chills on that. I feel like you have a lot of responsibility on you at this time. Maybe you're really feeling urged to make some big changes in your life or to really, walk a steady, healthy path at this time for yourself. And that's freaking awesome. But Spirit also wanted me to say, try not to lash out if your feelings are hurt. Okay. Because I'm feeling like sometimes we all have hurt feelings at times, but it is not beneficial for you at this time, Capricorn, to lash out in a stubborn or a hard-headed way, is what they're giving me. If you feel slighted, you may not have all of the information. Instead, use your communication skills, your verbal to verbalize what you're feeling. So that you can clear up any misconceptions by people that you might be having at this time. So take that as it resonates. Let's dive into your January Heidi's horoscopes. I know we're already on the 8th, but hey, I'm a real human person just like you, and shit has happened. Sometimes I cuss because I'm a real person like you, and boy, it's been a month already. So let's dive in for you. Beginning the month, you have two cards here. Beginning the month, you have the Eight of Wands. Okay. The Eight of Wands is a lovely card. It can be arrows of love, but it doesn't have to mean arrows of love for you. Let it land wherever it lands in your life. The Eight of Wands can also be a lot of different personalities in the mix. Okay. They can come together creatively and really be cohesive, where they can clash. Okay. And the other card you have is Major Arcana card number 17, the Star. The Star is about a wish and a hope and a prayer, something that you really want to come true in your life. Spirit has heard your prayers. This might be the cohesion that you're praying for. Like, man, I want things to settle down. Man, I want people to get along. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of arguing. I'm tired of standing my ground. Wow. Okay. Spirit speaks, man. Spirit comes through, and I'm so grateful for that. You've seen me shuffle your cards. You saw me deal your cards, but I did feel that message coming through for you before I even did all of that. So starting the month, you should know where this lands. You're hoping for something. Okay. But there may be some obstacles getting in the way for you. I want to say this. Challenges that may come your way are not necessarily a detour from your current path. They are a part of your path. They are a part of your spiritual journey. So paying attention to how you rise to the occasion, how you overcome these things, how you deal with the little lessons or tribulations, I want to say, that might come your way. I don't see bad things in your cards, but how you deal with the little irritants that might bother you from day to day, or the things that kind of distract you from what you're really trying to do, that matters, Capricorn. That really does matter in the grand scheme of your life blueprint, and how you handle these things, how you deal with these things, whether you're like, Ma, get out of my way, I have things to do, or you're like, okay, let's deal with this and then I'll get back to what I really want to do. This all does matter. So pay attention to this at the beginning of the month of January. You're already probably quite into this, you know what I mean? Or you might even be passing through this, and that can be validation for you. Now let's talk about some unforeseen, no, let's talk about what you're leaving in the past. Hey, I said this could be arrows of love for you, Capricorn. What are you leaving in the past? Nine of Cups here. Nine of Cups is, okay, I've got a couple messages on this card. Nine of Cups is a single person who is content and satisfied emotionally, all on their own. Okay. So maybe you're becoming more self-reliant on other people. Maybe you're becoming self-reliant. That doesn't make sense. Maybe you're becoming more reliant on others instead of on just yourself. I got to do everything by myself. I need to do everything alone, right? Maybe you're inviting other people in and it could be working really well for you. Or maybe it's causing some issues like, man, if I want to get something done right, I'll just do it myself. But I see that you're leaving this in the past. You could have also come into a relationship. Okay. Sometimes the mind does turn into the 10 of cups. So you could be entering into a period where you're either no longer doing it all on your own, or even kind of leaving behind you this I want to say satisfaction with the way things have been. Okay, so maybe that's why you're making some changes in January. What are some unforeseen circumstances that may be arising in the month of January? Seven of Pentacles here. This is about taking a look at what you're really focused on. Okay. And I got chills on this again right now, because where you place your focus and your attention, that is what grows and blooms in your life. And you might have a very this is like tangible, you know what I mean? A project that you're working on, something really dear to your heart. Maybe you want to have a baby, maybe you want to renovate your home, maybe you're just getting another job and or a new job, and you're really plugging into the efforts that you're putting into it, and you're watching everything grow from that space. The seeds that you have planted in the past, you're now watching them start to become something. And that's freaking awesome. Totally awesome. So pay attention to that. Don't get swayed from your path. Just spirit is saying to spirit is saying to take things as they come. Okay. Take things as they come in January, Capricorn, because you're not being sidetracked or distracted or detoured from your path. That is a part of your path. And the way that you handle it is super important. So, what kind of, let's see, Spirit wants to say, what have you forgotten? What have you forgotten? Major Arcana card number 11, the Justice card. So, you could, I really feel like this is the traditional norm. Okay. You're like, F what anyone thinks. I want to do things my way. It's January, resolutions and all this other stuff, whatever. I don't have to conform to someone else's rules. I don't have to conform to someone else's idea of what my life should look like. In fact, I've got a whole idea all of my own of what I want to do and how that's going to work for me. And whether people are on board or not, I'm going to do this. That's what I see here, because what you're manifesting is the Seven of Wands. Healthy boundaries, man. This is about other people taking a look at you and maybe even poking you a little bit. I'll say that. I'll say that. She has her face turned away. She doesn't give a crap what anybody else thinks about her new vision. You've forgotten this. You've forgotten this. Now, I do want to say sometimes we do need to play by the rules, okay? Or that could definitely come back to bite us, okay, Capricorn. But I feel like this is traditional norms, or what other people say you should do, or who you should be, or where you should work. These kinds of things, you're like, that's out the window. I'm grown. I'm experienced. I know what I want in my life. And even if I don't exactly know what it is, I know it's not that. I know it's not some other person's idea of my life. So you're really harnessing your own power. And what you're manifesting right now is that authentic self, your self-empowerment, where you don't really care what other people think. I can see why you're leaving this, in the dust there. You don't care what anybody else thinks of your life. You're deciding to focus on what you want to have in the long term, watching that grow and unfold, as opposed to getting drawn into the drama. See all these wands pointing at her? She's not phased. She doesn't care. She's like, point your wands. I don't even notice. I'm on my own thing. I'm doing what I know to be right for me. She's connected to spirit. She has a healthy bubble of energy around her. She's even in a lotus position. I don't know anybody who could do that. It's not comfortable, guys, but she is unfazed by what the environment has to say to her or about her. This is self-empowerment. This is what you are manifesting in January, and that's freaking awesome. I feel like that self-empowerment is leading you to this wonderful place of what you know you want in your life. Okay. Now let's talk about the energies ending the month. So, ending the month, your energies, you got two cards on this. Six of Swords. Okay. Six of Swords is about mental energies, knowing that things are not healthy for you any longer. You may even be moving to a new location because that same old environment is not conducive to the life that you want to live in the future. She is cutting ties with things that don't serve her. So this is totally you. Like in the beginning, you're like, oh my gosh, I know what I want, and it's not this clash, or I want everyone to work together. But at the end of the month, you're much more self-reliant with this Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. This is me. I'm financially set on my own. You're not paying my bills, are you? Then I don't have to put up with your rudeness. I don't have to tolerate your opinions. I don't need you to tell me what to do because I'm grown. Okay. I see this here for you, Capricorn. Beautiful energy at the end of the month. Let's talk about what you're stepping into the future with. Knight of Swords. That is sticking to the plan, man. You have this idea in your mind and you are taking steps to achieve it. Beautiful energy there. You are taking steps to achieve the life that you desire. This person is alone. He's running to his motorcycle and then he's taken off, and there's a bird watching over his path. That is spirit guiding you by your inner knowing, supporting you in the vision that you have, and keeping you moving in a forward momentum progress. Okay, so that's very important. That's how you grow the life that you want, by taking steps to get there. And I see you doing this in January, Capricorn. Super awesome. Let's talk about something that can bring you down in the month of January. Major Arcana card number one, the Magician. Okay. Again, another solitary card. Okay. This can bring you down. I'm making something out of nothing, man. I'm really putting a lot of effort into what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to harness my emotions, learn to balance things in a different way. My head is down. I feel almost lonely on this path, lonely on this journey, trying to make things happen by myself. But sometimes the part of the journey that you're on is supposed to be done alone. Okay. That doesn't mean forever. Like I said, some of you may be entering into a new relationship. And so it might bring you down a little bit if you're having to do a lot of stuff on your own. Okay. But some of you are not. Instead of becoming overwhelmed with, oh man, I have so much to do and I don't know how I'm going to do it, what can lift you up is this Page of Swords, becoming educated, man. Becoming educated in your options, focusing on that forward movement, that forward momentum, the progress that you're achieving, patting yourself on the back when you take a look at where you used to be and where you are now. Okay, because you're growing, and you're growing in the name of yourself, your own spiritual empowerment, your own self empowerment. You're not doing it because other people say you should, or other people say that's the way to do it. You're deciding to grab your life with your own hands and walk in whatever direction you want, and you're becoming aware. You're opening your knowledge, you're expanding your awareness, you're educating yourself, and you're doing the steps. See, this person on the tightrope knows in the book, they're taking the steps to become whatever it is that they're attempting to become tomorrow. Okay, so really focusing on what can I do instead of look at all the stuff I have to do. Okay. Do you see the difference there? I'm so, inundated with things I've got to take care of and make something out of nothing. The Magician's a great card, but not when it's something that brings you down. Sometimes you can get drained, man. Like I'm always having to make something out of nothing, and that sucks. So make more than something out of nothing. Figure out the next steps to keep moving forward instead of just making today happen. Okay. This could even be going to school. If you're interested in shifting careers or up leveling in some way like this can be expanding your educational knowledge or also your spiritual knowledge. So, but it takes steps to do that. If you see people, Spirit wants me to say this, if you see people that you are inspired by, okay, surgeons, lawyers, policemen, I don't know who the heck inspires you, Capricorn, but if you see individuals in your life or in the world, on TV, whatever, that inspire you, what are they doing? They have taken steps to learn, to achieve the position that they have. They've taken steps, and so can you, because they are regular, real people just like you are. And if you feel like that's something that interests you, you can achieve that as well. So take steps in that direction, become educated in your options. This could even be wanting to move. Like I said, on the Six of Swords, maybe you want to move, but you feel like your hands are tied, man. I'm kind of stuck in this place where I'm at, always doing the same thing again and again and again every day, and nothing changes. So think outside the box, Capricorn. Start looking at the next town, the next state, the next apartment building, whatever it is that draws you. You know where this lands in your life, and become aware, because not knowing is not having a choice. Okay, not knowing what is out there for you is not like you don't have an option. You're just not aware of it yet. So expand your mind, reach in new directions. What would make you happy? Where would you want to go? Be this college, another job, another place to live, whatever this is for you, and become educated on how much it would cost. Make it realistic in your life. What would I need to actually do that? And what are the steps that I can take now to slowly get me there? Baby steps, baby steps. So let me sip my water one moment. Thank you guys for tuning in. I see I've got some live viewers on here. Hi, live viewers. Mwah! I love you. So let's talk about your overall monthly theme for January. Four of Cups. This is not a bad card to have. Okay. Four of Cups is about sitting in the energy and not really jiving with it. You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm not really satisfied with the status quo in my life right now. And that's okay, because when you are aware that you're dissatisfied with the things that are going on in your life, then that offers you to shift your focus and make some of those changes, to see the brighter side, that offers you to take a real good look at the relationships in your life that are bringing you down, and deciding no longer to engage in those relationships, to look at the jobs, to look at the opinions, to look at the people, the places, whatever it is, coping mechanisms that are bringing you down. That is how you are able to harness the power of the Four of Cups in order to make healthy decisions and shift your focus. What would I want? If this is not okay for me, what would be okay? What do I really, really want? Dream big, think big. You can get there. It just takes steps, just like anyone else that you see being successful in any area of their lives that you would like to see in yours. Take steps to get there. You can even consult with someone, is what they're saying. Maybe there's an elder or a mentor or a teacher or something like this in your life that you look up to, that you may choose to consult with. Hey, how did you do that? How did you get there? Can you give me some tips, some advice, in order to shift my path a little bit? Because I would like to be where you're at. I would like to be doing the things that you're doing. Can you tell me where to start? Now, something else to consider, Ace of Wands. Something else to consider. All right, so let's talk about this. This is taking action. Now, I know you have like the Knight of Swords here, which is about like really running full force towards your destiny. This is a thought, a pattern, a plan that you have in your mind. Okay. The Ace of Wands is about literally taking the action. Okay. No longer just thinking about it, mulling it over, this, that. It's about doing. Okay. Taking that creative action and making it tangible, taking steps in a real outer way, like in your life, to make this happen for you. And I'm drawn into the little tear here. Now, I feel like this could mean leaving a place, leaving people behind, disregarding other people's opinions or viewpoints of what they think you should do, like we discussed earlier. And I also want to say again, lashing out when you feel like your feelings are hurt, okay? As opposed to lashing out, have some deep conversations about, wait a minute, I don't like when you say this to me, or when you act that way, it really bothers me. Is that the way you intended it? Were you trying to bother me? Were you trying to hurt my feelings? Were you trying to put me down, instead of just being like, oh my gosh, they put me down. They're an asshole. And I must be what they say I am, right? Don't assume anybody else's opinion of you, and definitely try not to take it to heart before you have a conversation about it. Okay. But making sure that you're taking actions in the name of what you want, not what other people say you should do, or tell you to do, because a lot of people are damn good directors of everyone else's life. But their life is not your life, and your life is not theirs to direct. You are your own person, Capricorn, and you get to choose. You get to choose what you want to do. So choose, decide. If this isn't good for you, what is? What else could you try on, like a new jacket, and see if that's the right fit, or that's the right fit? Deciding to play around a little bit with life's options to see what is the best fit for you, because it might not be the first thing that you come along or come across. It might be a couple different things that you kind of kick around, and then you take a little I see like putting your toes in the water, you know what I mean? And then being like, oh no, not that. That's not for me, and then it's something different. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one a lot. Play around with the options. Not everything, nothing is permanent. Nothing in this life is permanent. Even if you buy a house, you can sell a house. Even if you move somewhere, you can move somewhere else. Even if you accept a great job, maybe another great job is on the other side of that. Nothing in this life is permanent. Everything is changeable. Everything is temporary. Even if you keep that thing for 50 years, it's temporary and it can always be changed. Now, at the bottom of your heart, at the bottom of the deck, in your heart and at your core, you have the Eight of Pentacles here. The Eight of Pentacles is about really putting your nose to the grindstone, okay, and focusing on work, focusing on making your physical life, the tangible actions that you can take, making that a reality. I almost feel like you're looking at the drawing board and you feel a little stale, a little stagnant. Like I said, man, Four of Cups, like, man, this is dissatisfying to me. Yeah, I can do all of those things, but none of them bring me joy. None of them really light me up. I've been doing these things forever, right? I've been doing these things, or I have these same old options presented in front of me because I've always lived in this same town and everybody knows everybody and whatever this could be. So you're almost looking like, yeah, I know there's work to do. I know there's stuff that I can do, but none of it seems appealing to me. So Spirit is saying, like, think bigger, think further, think outside the box, especially if all of these options presented to you or the options that you have available are not satisfying to you. Now, sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. Like, you still have a job. You still have to go do all these things even while you look for something different. So really throw yourself into it. The feeling of success when you complete your tasks is immense. And I know that procrastination can be an issue. So Spirit is saying, try not to procrastinate. Remember how good it feels to get those things done, even if they're things you don't want to do, especially if they're things that you don't want to do. Then pat yourself on the back and say, wow, thank God that's out of my hair, right? I took care of all of those things. Thank God. Even Spirit is wanting me to say, making a list of different tasks or obligations that you feel like, oh my gosh, I know I have to do X, Y, and Z. Now, sometimes we can be all up in our headspace, like overwhelmed with thoughts, ideas, feelings, tasks on our agenda that need to be done. We can be in our headspace and then we can get stuck there. Like, oh man, pulled this way and that way, but I have so much to do. I feel so overwhelmed and not taking any actions. So Spirit says, action number one, if this is you, write it down. Just write them down. They don't have to be in chronological order because you're not going to do it that way. Okay. Don't let that stop you. If you think you need to put them in a certain order, don't do it. Just as they come to you, write them on a sheet of paper, all the different things that you need to address, all the different obligations that you have, the tasks that you need to do, the projects that you want to work on, looking for that other job, looking for that other place, whatever this is for you, all the things that you need to do to make something happen in your life that might be bringing you down a little bit, make that list. And then be a good, responsible adult and take a look at that list every day or whenever it is appropriate for you and say, okay, what's the least horrible thing on this list for me to tackle right now? And then scan the list and decide, okay, I guess I can do this one. This one ain't so bad at this moment, right? And cross it off. And then the next time, take a look at the list and say, okay, what's the least horrible now? This one, I'll do this one. Cross it off. Pat yourself on the back and tackle that list one thing at a time, as harmless as each thing feels in that moment, because your energy changes. And the more things you cross off that list, the more momentum you're going to feel as you tackle the next things that you do know you need to get done. But procrastinating and leaving those just keeps this big giant bubble of stress around you because you know it's hovering over your head, Capricorn. You know it is. So taking care of those things is definitely indicated because I see that it's weighing heavily on your heart there. Also, final guidance here from your spirit team, King of Cups. You've been there and you've done that. Okay. You have life experience that is so valuable and so unique to you. Now, you have been through things that other people have no idea about. You have survived things and experienced joyful things in your life that you may have forgotten about, that you may have locked away in some corner as you focus on the here, now, and today. Now, Spirit is saying, you know your life, you know your heart, you know your path. Don't be swayed by other people Take actions that you want to take, but also don't get too emotionally attached, okay, to what people have to say, to their vision of your life, whatever this could be. I see you cutting ties anyway. And it's for the best, Capricorn, because you are growing and possibly outgrowing a lot of people in your environment. All right. So remaining a little bit detached with the King of Cups, you see his eyes are closed. He's not like drowning in the emotions like the Queen of Cups might be. He's not loving and giving. He's like, I'm cool, man. I'm chill. I know what I like. I know what I don't. I'm not going to get involved if I don't have to. His fingertips are merely resting in the water there. And in tarot, the water can mean emotions. That's why I say it this way. His eyes are closed. He's not stressed. He's not pulled into the drama. He's not tripping on all kinds of things. He's just doing him. And that is what Spirit's guidance for you is. It's that you've seen a lot of things. You should have a pretty good idea of what you want in your life and what you don't want in your life. So taking that quiet moment of pause to really evaluate where you're at now and where you would like to be is super indicated. And do you see he's a solitary individual on this card because he's a grown person. He's the master of his emotions and the master of his life. He doesn't need someone else's validation or approval for him to take the next steps to get where he wants to go. He just knows inside and he just does it. He leads. I almost want to say not by example, but forgiveness, not permission. Like, hey, man, I did it. And this is my life now. I'm not going to ask for someone's permission. In fact, I'll just tell you when it's done. I'll tell you when I'm where I want to be if you're important enough for me to contact at that point. Okay. That's what I see here for you, Capricorn, is making decisions based on how you feel due to your life experience and not getting drawn into other people's drama. Okay. Because other people's vision of your life is not your life. It's just their opinion about you based on their own experiences and the lens that they are looking at the world through. And that's not your lens. Okay. Sometimes we can feel really bad about letting people down, especially if we care what they think about us. But you know what's more important than what other people think about us? Even people we love deeply, even people we admire or care about or respect. You know what's more important than that? How we feel about us. You, Capricorn, how you feel about you and how you feel about your life. And right here, beginning of January, you have a wish and a hope and a prayer in your heart that you are speaking to the divine about, whether you know it or not, whether you pray or not. You are sending out a signal that there is something that you want in your life more. I want more of this, or I just want more than what I have. So what is that? Identifying that, being logical with your plan, running full force towards whatever this destiny is, educating yourself if that is what is need be, but embracing the fact that what you have right now may not be quite satisfying. You might have to turn your face away from people who don't believe in your plan, who don't think you should make a move, who don't think you should make a shift in your reality. And why? Because they're too afraid to make a shift in their own. So they don't feel it's possible for you to step outside the box. How crazy is that, right? Your journey is about you, and handle it as such, Capricorn. So thank you so much for tuning in with me. This Heidi's Horoscopes for January. I know it's a little bit late, but I'm a real person. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. YouTube likes that, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. There are links in the description box in order to connect with me on another platform or on a deeper level. And until the next one, I send you so much love and so much blessing, friends. Bye, Caps.